Okay. Well, Prince, before I come to you, Dr. Pius, now that all of you are home now, at least to see for yourselves, which area or sector of the society generally are you thinking that you can make yourself available for?
Oh, myself. I was going to talk of which area that we think we should target first.
Yes, certainly.
Okay. I think
not just you, all of you, because you're working together as a group.
I would take it this way. For the diaspora, it's accommodation, property, owning your own property. That is our own for the diaspora. But for the public, I think it's enlightenment. We need to let them know that it's not all rosy there. We need to let them know how to move from point A to point Z where they are now. We need to let everybody know that it's not just government that can develop you. You can develop yourself. We just need an enabling environment from the government to develop yourself. So we need to go out and, at least I won't call it campaign, mobilize our mind, free our mind to knowing what is out there for everyone. That's it.
It's okay. Prince, we see that Edo State government is talking about bringing these people back home to see how they can be. What's going to be the nature of this partnership between the government on one hand and then the diasporans on the other hand?
Well, they've set up the Edo Diaspora Development Initiative. And one of the first things that they've said to us is that they would like to build an estate, a diaspora estate, where they can own their own properties, set up their own offices, office blocks, and so on and so forth. And we're willing to work along those lines because there are large areas, large parts of Benin and the outskirts of Benin, the suburbs, that lend themselves very easily to this. And you know, you will agree that Benin itself, the center of the town, is becoming pretty saturated. And we want to be able to keep it, its historical value, its cultural values, and at the same time modernize it, but we do not want it to be congested and oversaturated. So they're looking at building a diaspora, like a little diaspora city on the outskirts of town. And part of the things that impressed us when we were looking at the plans together was the fact that they also have the solutions for alternative power, and because they're looking for somewhere that is beside the river, either Ulugbo River or Ogba River, they'll be able to generate electricity using hydropower. There's also going to be a water treatment system for the estates, and then obviously there will be a police station, schools, and hotels, and so on and so forth. So I believe that even in the construction of that, there will be a lot of job opportunities, you know, for everybody, for the people who live around those neighborhoods, and for the generality of the youth. Not only, and they will also be trained in the new forms of construction, because from what he was saying to me was a lot of these buildings are modular, they're prefabricated buildings. So the technology itself of creating this will be impacted on our youth, and we'll be able to take this into the rural areas and expand and improve the standard of housing and lower the costs. You know, because there is a huge deficit in our
because I was
housing
going to talk about the affordability of some of these estates.
Well, that's the whole thing. Because they're composite constructions, they're prefabricated, and it cuts down on the time it takes to build. You were telling me 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
It takes 2 weeks to build. And so it cuts down on the timing as well. The materials that you use and so you know, much different, much more viable, much more
so all these materials are going to be imported, is it?
No, they're local material, locally sourced material.
Oh, I see.
You know, that will be designed and pre-arranged. They call it prefab materials. To prefabricate them off-site, and then when the site is ready. While the prefabrication process is going on, the site is already being prepared. As soon as the site is ready, they just move in. And if you are traveling to Ekpoma, for instance, before you come back, the building is already, the frames are up, and the cladding is ready. Wow. In 2 weeks, the house is ready to be occupied.
Wow.
And they are locally sourced materials. And I will tell you something: the company that we are in contact with, that for this prefab kind of factory, they are only bringing in their big equipments, but the materials for the production of this material, for the building materials, they are going to be sourced locally. And that's going to create a whole lot of jobs. You'll be thinking of the engineers. They are going to recruit local engineers to do all these designs and all those kind of things. They're going to have marketing. They're going to have workers, laborers who will be working in the factories, fabricating. You're going to be talking of marketing. People have to go out. We are not in this company. We are not going to be looking at only Edo State. You know, we're going to be looking at other neighboring states and even far states that will buy into the technology of this company. So
it's okay. We're looking forward to a very robust side of the economy. However, we'll take a short pause for the news update for the time, and then we come back. Don't go away. To see how it can be part of developmental strides and trends in this part of the country. Now, Dr. Pius, you have come home from what you said now, at least relatively, you're satisfied, you're impressed with what you see. When, or how long would it take for people to start seeing these things you plan to do?
We go back to our various units, that is our various countries.
Yes.
Then tell them the story, that maybe go back with pictures and photographs or films and all this thing. Pictures don't lie. And I know, because of the trust we have for each other, they will trust my judgment.
Okay.
So, and I know people will start coming if the enabling environment is there. At least it's getting to be there now. And once the estate is built, so let's not look at the estate as our project. That is not our main project.
Okay.
We're not coming home because of the estate.
Okay.
We're coming home because we want a place to live in.
Okay.
We want a place to call our own various houses.
Okay. That means you're preparing to come home.
Yes.
Okay.
Come home. At least when we have our various places. But the accruing benefits is just elastic. It's too much.
Okay.
Because I'm from a village, and I know there are so many other guys that are from villages.
Everybody
okay,
comes from a village.
The benefit with people out of Benin. What I can assure you is that if we are given the opportunity, the chance to really develop the state according to our own plans and rules, right? We turn Edo State to what you call Dubai.
I see.
I know that.
It's okay.
Because if you check Dubai, we have Dubai and we have Dubai. No, we have two Dubai.
Okay.
So that's what
you are the one enlightening us on that.
So we have two Dubai.
Okay.
The traditional Dubai is there.
Okay.
The Western Dubai is there. So what goes on in the Western Dubai has nothing to do with what goes on in the traditional Dubai.
They run them side by side.
They run
and they maintain their beauties
but
and uniqueness.
maintain the everything.
Okay.
So at least these are the rules that operate here. But you don't cross the boundary.
Okay.
Job operates here doesn't come here.
Okay.
So you can cover your head and cover your everywhere in the traditional Dubai, but don't bring it to the Western Dubai. Western Dubai can play a disco music, but don't bring it to the traditional Dubai.
I see.
So that's exactly what we want to do.
Okay.
Give us the free hand to operate.
Okay.
And we tell the world that we are the heartbeat of Nigeria.
All right, that's fine. Prince Greg, he talked much about the enabling environment.
Right.
What's the nature of this enabling environment that government is supposed to provide for?
Well, the major worry is security.
Okay.
And that's the very first thing that we established when speaking with them overseas. That security of lives and property and security of their investments was paramount. We know that though the governor does not have direct control over the police, but he has done quite a bit to booster their efficacy by providing them with cars, equipment, logistics, and so on and so forth to be able to operate. So we now have the Operation Thunder, which is a combination of the police, the Army, Air Force, and SSS, and this has succeeded in reducing the rate of crime considerably, and we're looking at even doing more. So security-wise, we're trying to first make sure that is taken care of. Now, the second part will be things like licenses and COOs and so on for properties to be built and businesses to be set up. The government is setting up a special fast-track department so that within a couple of days of their applications, they will be able to get their licenses and their COOs to be able to start work immediately. We've already displayed that with the PPP that was signed with the people who are developing the shopping mall. They're building 4,000 shops, and the 4,000 shops are going to create 10,000 jobs, even in the construction. Now, the governor had already ordered, even before the signing, that the COO was ready, and they've gotten it, and they're ready to go to work immediately. Okay. So they can be assured of the same thing. Security is being taken care of. Since they've been here, he's just told you nobody's kidnapped them, and then to fast track every single thing they want. They have access to government all the way to the very top, and they have a fast track to be able to speed up with everything they need to do. the banks are happy to work with them because the banks know that they enjoy the confidence of the government. So it's a win-win situation all around, and I believe that in the next couple of months you'll be able to see some very, very tangible results. And you know, this also comes in at the same time as we have the Chinese investors who are trying to put together like a digital village as well. So these things flow together, and we're hoping that in the fullness of time, or in the very short, in the near distance, that we'll be able to build an inland terminal, container terminal in Edo State. You know, with manufacturing facilities in the same neighborhood, and probably an inland tax-free export zone. So those are the areas that we're looking at, and we've assured them that the government is ready to do business with them. Edo State is open to do business, and we're working together.